Hey, what's happening, everybody? All right. So, once again, fully aware, yes, it is not Saturday. It is not our normal live stream day, nor our normal live stream time frame, but it is just one of those spontaneous time frames where I got something absolutely amazing in, and it's just something I did not want to wait. I wanted to hurry up and rush and kind of share this with you guys. So, last week I got an amazing item in from one of the friends of the channel. Hey, Ross, what's up, brother? Big up, brother. That's awesome, man. So last week, a friend of the channel sent me a really amazing item in. Basically a Remco style figure myself, right? With rifle, and I thought that was super cool, right? And it was one of those things where I didn't just want to just do a regular one-off video, kind of post it. I wanted to share that unboxing video with you guys. So I wanted to do a spontaneous live stream with you guys. Hey, you too, Ross. I really appreciate you tuning in, man. Thank you so much, man. So luckily last week, man, for a random middle of the workday live stream, I actually got a number of people that actually tuned in for that video. So I'm like, why the hell not do something as important today as last week? Because both live streams for each of these weeks were freaking amazing. Were really important for me. So today, guys, you guys read the title. You know how important that this particular acquisition was. I've been talking about it. I think I've been talking about it in a couple of my videos. I talked about it for the last week or two on my live streams. This literally is one of, no, not one of, it is the biggest acquisition I've ever made. Now, it is a 2-in-1, so double your fun, man, double your cost, double your pleasure, man. I didn't think I'd ever get this acquisition, but hey, Hitman. Hey, that's you know what? That name, Hitman. That's a perfect name for this particular live stream because, well, you'll know why shortly. I do want to do a little unboxing with you guys. So I did go ahead and actually open up the top part of the box because I want to sit there and just do the top part. But got the top part of the box open for you guys. So I don't have to sit there and mess with it. Just got to be able to pull the item right out of the box. Well, shoot. Shut the hell up. What is this massive holy grail item that I've been wanting, that I absolutely had to purchase? Guys, freaking original Heart Foundation 2-pack. I did not think I in a million years would ever own LJN 2-pack. And look at this. This thing is absolute beautiful, man. For something that's darn near 40 years old, it is nearly crisp. Now, there is a part right here, obviously, where the plastic is busted. You know, Bret Hart's hand comes right through this part, but plastic on this side is good. Perfect over here. I mean, outside of this part right here where the hand is protruding, I mean, I'll throw some tape over this. Get this plastic over the hand. Yeah, I'll throw some plastic right or some like packing tape right over this part. Keep this plastic in place. But outside of that, the overall part is almost immaculate. I mean, very little creases in the card backing. I mean, it's you don't get them in this sort of condition. I when you kind of look at it, like somebody poked it with a pencil, but like I said, it doesn't even look like they've ever been removed. Oh, are these? No, they're purple. At first, I thought they may have been pink pants variants because pink pants variants are more expensive, more valuable than purple. But I mean, it does come with some issues. Obviously, a little bit of a tear back here, a little bit of a tear up here. I mean, I'm not gonna freak out over every little tiny discrepancy that you find on these packages. I am just so darn thrilled to be able to add a 2-pack Heart Foundation to my single cards. And with that addition, that's what, 4 cards down, 4 tag teams down with 3 more to go with Strike Force, Killer Bees, and the Dream Team being the last 3 I need now. So I'm excited. That's got to be like the most expensive tag team to knock out. So I'm through the moon excited, over the moon excited. Why can't I ever get that darn expression correctly? Over the moon. Over the moon. Not through the moon, not under the moon, over the moon. I always say that expression, but I always say it wrong. I'm so stupid. Hey, what's up, Irishman? And Hitman comes in and irony sets in. You know what? That's brilliant. That's actually the best way to look at it. Hitman comes in and the irony. Yeah. But brilliant. I could not have said that any more. I could not have said it any better. Perfect timing. Absolutely. I told the professor you're open to talking with him. Sorry to say he was disrespectful about you. I tried. Yeah. Who was it? One day, one of my viewers, one of awesome dude, he tried to get me to tune into one of his channels, and I watch him from time to time. He always pops up on my YouTube anytime he goes live, and I tune in from time to time, but I just can't sit there and watch 12-hour live streams. But I listen and hear what he has to say. One of the first live streams I listened to, and it was just basically him watching me for like 2 or 3 hours or however long he was, and I'm like, and yeah, kind of bad mouthing a lot of the stuff I had to say during my live stream. I'm like, well, that's I don't like that. And I see a lot of like I watch a lot of what do you call it? Damn, why do I always forget the damn words? A lot of YouTubers who just talk, right? They pull clips and they talk about the situations. And it's just basically him pulling up my video and kind of, talking about my live stream. And people are like, yeah, he's talking smack, go back and watch this. And I did. I watched his live stream for a couple hours, and I'm like, damn, dude, that's harsh. But whatever. I still tune in from time to time because I don't know anything about this guy. I mean, don't have any grievances against him or anything like that. So, I mean, he doesn't know anything about me. I don't know anything about him. So I don't hold any ill will or anything like that. So, the man can hold his own opinions and whatnot. As far as, coming together and kind of creating like a little business together. I mean, it would have been interesting, but the man knows that I'm friends with someone else, and I don't think that ever would have worked together anyway. So I'm not like heartbroken or anything. It's fine. I just think that would have been a nice compliment. I think he would have made I think he would have made an awesome action figure actually. So I think with his name, that would have been a great title. So I think he has a good look, and with the right clothing accessory design, I think it would have been an awesome figure. So as part of the Waddy's channel exclusive line, Riot Wrestling, yeah, we could have done something with that. And who doesn't want to be LJN, right? So maybe I think in time, if I am able to get the line actually released and people see what it's all about, maybe they'll be more open to the idea of working together. But until that actually comes to fruition, it's just an idea. So, but Mustard, I appreciate, man, you reaching out to see what the interest level might be. I don't obviously reach out to everyone in the world, so there's only a select few people that I've reached out to myself. And until I even get my first figure released, right now it's just a pipe dream. And until that first figure is released, until I see some kind of success in it, and I can release more than one figure at a time, because at this stage, like I said, if I'm self-financing, it's only going to be one figure at a time. And you're probably at one series. If I'm looking at anywhere between 4 to 6 figures, what am I talking about? One series, 4 to 6 figures. It's probably going to take about 5 years to get the whole series one released. And at that point, people are going to lose interest in the line, as soon as possible. But anyways, yeah. Perfect segue to the figures. So let's see what else we got here. Stone Cold Bell in the building. His hatred for, exactly, a lot of hate. As long as you're not worried about that, he might come around. Damn. Just that comment right there said you did yourself a favor by not. Yeah. Like I said, I think I've only come across this channel a few times in the past because it was LG related, and I came across like some of the Royal Rumble matches, but I mostly tuned in because it was recommended to me by one of my viewers, who obviously was one of the great guys of the channel and everything. So, and I'm always open to recommendations and referrals and whatnot. And like I said, it was referred to me. I subscribed, and it's anytime I see the live stream, I try to tune in to as much as I can. But I like the fact that he and his wife do live streams together, because I'm always eager to have me and my wife do live streams together, but she has absolutely no interest in this whatsoever. But I told my wife all the time, you know what? For me and my wife, just casual conversation. Like, seriously, the way that my wife and I interact with one another, it just random conversation between the two of us would the way that it's such there's just so much hysterical comedy that comes between our conversation with one another that we'd get a million views just by having just basic conversation. So I'm like, I would love to have her sit down and talk with one another. But I also think that a lot of times she's nervous, kind of sitting in front of the camera and everything. So like, maybe like people are going to make fun of her or something. Like, I'm like, dude, who do you think is behind the camera or watching the videos that are going to sit down and make fun of you for no darn reason whatsoever? So, yeah, that's something that she never wants to do. Although she did make one Christmas video a couple years ago, which I thought was awesome. That was, to this day, that's still one of my favorite videos. She was trying to make like a little wrestling type video, and while I was at work one day, and it was she didn't know who obviously who any of the wrestlers was, who any of the wrestlers were, and it was just one of the most funniest videos. Calling Adrian Adonis Captain Pepto Bismol or something like that. I'm like, and giving him a shiner. I'm like, dude, that's clever. I wouldn't have come up with crap like that. Rips on his girlfriend. She pays his bills, and he calls her an unlovable adopted piece of shit. Oh, damn that. So they're not even married. That's girlfriend. Mm. Hey, what's up, bud? Is that Sean right there? KWK, one of my favorite lines. I I haven't paid enough attention to the back of this box, but I gotta look at this some more. You know, there's a guy on eBay, Dennis. He does absolutely amazing work, custom work as a matter of fact. And I was actually going to buy a custom card back like so, and instead of the plastic trays, he makes foam trays, and he actually was selling one of these on his eBay. I think he had them on auction, and last I checked, I think it was like $41. And I would have saved myself a lot of money if I had just bid on that auction for the custom. But it was just so important for me to own an original for this. So, and to have one of my viewers reach out to me, hey man, I know that you're high, you're a big collector, and I know that this was something that you were interested in, or potentially might have interest in. Uh, are you still looking for tag team Heart Foundation? Heck yeah. Um, being able to work with people and pay them a little at a time and not having to shell out big profit all at one time, one big payment all at one time, that's helpful, because you could pay them little by little. Once you get paid little by little, and that way it saves you money as well. So I did that with who did I do that with? Nathan over at Ohio Figures with the Galoob figures. Just say a little bit of money here, a little bit of money there every time I got paid, and I was able to acquire those UK Galoob figures, MOC, and almost now I'm like what, one or two figures, I think Arn Anderson UK away from completing my Galoob MOCs, minus a couple of tag teams, of course. But is that an OG Canadian box you got there? I see the French on it. Yeah, it is. It does have French on the bottom. Same thing on the back. Yeah, it is French. Under all the English writing. Man in the Hat, what's up, bud? I'm looking at the pants. It looks like and I could just be colorblind, but at first I was thinking like maybe Bret Hart might be pink pants and Jim Neidhart might be purple pants. But when you actually look at the actual variants, though, there is, I don't want to say significant difference, but you can actually tell the difference between a purple pants and pink pants. And on here, there's not that significant difference. So it could just basically be the lighting, me looking at it with the light right above my head. But oh man, these are such awesome figures. Yeah, I got to go get some packing tape. And like I said, I'm just going to throw a little layer of tape right over this part. And hopefully it doesn't ruin the overall design of the package. But, and I think on Facebook, I think I got his name right. David Manzo Sharon or David Sharon Manzo, something like that. He makes protective cases, acrylic protective cases for this box set. So if you do have, 2 packs for your LJNs, I think he charges around $80 or something like that for the acrylic cases. So I got to go out and I got to get about 3 more cases or so for my 2 packs. But check that baby out. I think I might have to get a couple more heart foundations because I might need to get customs of that now with black pants and little red writing down the leg, red stripes. That's pretty nifty. Oh man, I got that, and I got that packaging super freaking quick. I think that shipped out like August the 11th, and what's today, the 16th? No, today's the 15th. So 4 days. Normally, when I get stuff from Canada, it takes about 2 weeks at least, anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks. Now, maybe that's because it ships through eBay, but yeah, I think he said he shipped this, through expedition mail. So maybe that's why I got it super fast. But 4 days, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That was like super freaking fast. But man, crazy excited, guys. So I wonder if he will do a match soon. Shoot, and I want to see BBA put out a lot more of those Hasbro style wrestling matches. I mean, those are some of the absolute best, especially when he implements Skinner, man. I think anytime he puts Skinner or the Giant Gonzalez in his wrestling matches are always some of the most fun. But because when he puts Skinner in there, it kind of turns into like a horror themed episode, and I freaking love that. But you also got to realize for stop motion, to make it like a 2-minute video, it probably takes a million years to make those things. So I can understand why he doesn't make those as often as I'm sure us fans would enjoy. That probably takes a lot of time and effort. So, but I mean, would I like to? Yeah, I would love to see a new episode on a daily basis. But do you have the time to actually put in to make those type of things? That's the problem. Today I was supposed to put out a playthrough for like a RoboCop Nintendo game. Tomorrow I'm supposed to put out a video for like Top Gun NES playthrough. I'm not going to do it. I didn't put out a video today. I'm not going to do the Top Gun video. I decided against it. I just don't have the interest, not really, to play those games. So, and it's going to take me like what, 10 or 20 or 30 minutes to sit down and play a video game and set up the camera to play that. And so I can only imagine and to post the video, what, a few minutes, put in a description, title, and all that. So to actually do a stop motion, I'm like, wow, to actually put in the editing and voiceovers and all that stuff, that crap is impressive. That's like Hollywood studio quality right there. I don't know how to do that stuff, but I would love to learn. I mean, that's, like I said, that's Hollywood level work right there. I'm just not a good storyteller. So even if I knew how to do that stuff, I wouldn't be able to do it because even as a kid, man, being like 5, 6, 7 years old, playing my wrestling figures, like I could only do commentary for the actual wrestlers I was playing with. Like I couldn't do storytelling for like the other, like if I'm doing a Royal Rumble, I couldn't like talk about the other wrestlers in the ring. Like I could only talk about the actual figures that like literally in my hands. So I would really suck at that. Oh, there's BBA. I have a video on my own. I think I may not put that up today. Oh man. How does that tickle your fancy? Uh, Pay-per-view wrestling lives usually last week. Um, Ross, man, I wanted to do that every week, man. I was hoping that Wednesdays I could, if that was kind of like a little test live stream on Wednesday. That was a test. The idea was every Wednesday I would do a live stream of, let's say, Rumble until I ran out of videos. And then I would do maybe WrestleMania, then maybe SummerSlam or something. And then if I'm missing a Rumble, let's say if I'm missing 94 Rumble, for example, if I'm missing 93 SummerSlam, etc., I would just, yeah, sorry. They're calling, the guys are outside working, and I'm gonna have to end the live stream soon because they're doing the backyard. So the guys are, so that would actually force me to buy the video cassettes. But in a nutshell, that lasted about 50 plus minutes. And I got a text message said, "Oh, WWF got you." Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to end the live stream. They're calling me. And I'm like, oh shoot, are they about to end my live stream? Sure enough, about a minute or two later, got the notification, my video cut off, and YouTube blocked me. I'm like, does it follow community guidelines or something like that? So, and of course, I had to take training for that. So, the idea was if it went through where I could actually actually do that video via live stream. That was the idea. Every week I was going to have a new, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania or something. But if they were going to do that, I would have preferred that they would have done that like 8 minutes in and not 54 minutes in, because the Rumble was almost over. Yes, I got the VHSs, right? But I don't always want to go pull out a VHS tape and slap it into the darn VCR. I would love to just be able to go to my channel, pull up an episode, and watch the Rumble or whatever I want to watch directly from my YouTube channel. But I at this stage, I don't want to do that again because I don't want to lose almost 900 videos of work that I've posted over the last 3+ years. So Discord, people talk about that, Discord, and what's the other one? What's the other streaming service? Discord and Twitch. But I don't know how to use these platforms. I don't know anything about them. And I always think about them as being like gaming streaming services, and I don't game. So like how would I even function on that type of stuff, right? But man, I wanted to talk a little bit during the video to kind of hope that maybe by me doing some commentary during the videos that would kind of offset the actual video, but that didn't work either. Does the professor figure have the ball spot and hunchback? I wonder if I were to make if I were to do a Playtime Wrestling figure, I wonder if he would sue me for that. Most of the guys, when they tell me, hey man, if you make a wrestling figure of me, just give me a free figure, I'm good. You don't even have to pay me for it. I'm like, but obviously you don't want to just go out and make a random wrestling figure of just any old person, right? You want to make sure you work with them first and let them know, hey, I would like to kind of get an action figure of you made, and you kind of go from there. How would he pay for a lawyer though? Oh man. So BBA came out with a guy from the early 2000s, the Tourette's guy, and he came out with this amazing action figure for him. And I'm like, dude, this is an incredible look for LJN. I would love to have the Tourette's guy be sort of like a special entry into Series 1, like not even on the card back, special release, nobody was expecting, and be like, oh my God, have everybody's mind be blown. Like, dude, this wasn't even advertised. How is this guy even part of Series 1? But like, incredible, right? But like, I'd be worried, like, is this Tourette's guy from the early 2000s going to come out and sue me now because I'm releasing his likeness and his figure, his Tourette's guy name, his YouTube, his look with the neck brace and the Tony the Tiger and everything. So if you make a sloth figure, that's exactly who I look like. I'll take a figure if you wouldn't have to pay me. That's so fun, man. Guys, this has been a fun live stream, man. 30 minutes. I'm good for now, guys, but I keep getting phone calls. The guys are out back right now. They are kind of filling in doing the backfill on the pool, and my contractor is constantly calling me, so I have to take the call. And tomorrow I will be back, obviously tomorrow night, 8 p.m. for the actual live stream. But I wanted to do a immediate live stream because I wanted to talk about the major Holy Grail item. But as always, these, spontaneous live streams are always fun, and I always enjoy the conversation with you guys. So for everyone that tunes in, thank you so much. And this has been a super funny one, man. I really enjoyed this as always. So Ross, BBA, Mustard, all you guys that tuned in, of course. Irish every time, man. I really appreciate you guys. You too, Mustard, man. Hitman, all you guys that tuned in today, thanks, guys. So I'm going to end the stream here. I will talk to you guys in tomorrow's live stream. Hey, Sean, take care, buddy.